Hello, everybody. Mr. Deadman of the Deadman Stone podcast, and let's talk about books. Holy shit, we're finally talking about books. Look at these bad boys. Real American Horror, Conspiracy Issue. Buy these. No. I'm talking about this. Book review. What? I subscribe to this channel for BTS and Bandmade. Well, you know I like those things too. But this is it. This book I was asked to review. Okay, when I brought Nickolaus Pacione onto the show, the other parties that were involved in his saga, if you will, well, I would say like victims, or I don't know if I say victims. Pretty much they were targets. Nickolaus Pacione had a run-in with a few people, and those few people, some of them, came out with a book called Fossil Lake. Now, it's weird reviewing this, knowing what I know. Because knowing what I know of Nickolaus Pacione, and if you don't know who he is, there's an episode of the Deadman Stone podcast on this channel that talks about him. It's very interesting. And good luck understanding anything he says. We call him the Italian Boomhauer for a reason. But if you don't know anything about him, this book, well, I mean, it's still good. It's loaded with 35 different stories. Some are poems, a horror, a dark fiction, that are great reads. The first one, Eat Yourself, is a very strong opener. Yeah, the title gives it away. Eat Yourself, horror. You already know it's going to be a body horror. You already know it's going to have to do with cannibalism. You could probably maybe it's about people going to a restaurant where they have to eat like themselves. That's literally what happens. But it's not about how original the story is. What makes Eat Yourself work so well is how it delivers it, how it tells it, how it illustrates, what's going on. The whole process. They go to the restaurant. The girlfriend's not really sure about it, but the dude is. They go there, hook up IVs, dope them up with drugs. And a nurse comes up there, starts like, what part of your body do you want to eat? You want to have the ribs today? You want to have the pork chops? You want some cake? You like some cake? I can give you cake. Some people are like, what the fuck does he mean by cake? Google it. What that means. Anyway, but yeah, great strong opener, very very strong. No, I'm not reading a script. I'm just looking at this for reference, in case anyone's wanting to know. A number of these authors I've worked with too, which is interesting. And like for me, why I say that is Ken Goldman, CC Cold. That story very strong, and I enjoyed working with Ken Goldman. He's published in a few things from Deadman Stone. One of my other favorite stories would be Apartment B by Stinky Cat, which, okay. The added bonus to this of knowing what I know of Nickolaus Pacione is that this anthology, while it's good on its own, if you know what you know of Nickolaus Pacione, if you know who this guy is, this comes off as a big fuck you to him, as a middle finger to him, as a Nickolaus Pacione roast. I say that because various stories have him as the villain, and they describe him in hilarious ways, and his dialogue is everything that he would write. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending him. I'm not a Nickolaus Pacione apologist. I'm just saying what it is. It's like a roast that I don't know if I'm really invited to, but it's fun, it's funny, it's enjoyable. But like I said, if I didn't know anything about it, it would be like, why is this Nicky? Or it would seem like the stories kind of have like a common theme of who the monster is, and he has greasy hair, and he's this crazy wild guy. But this crazy wild guy is real. He's real, and he lurks on the internet. So I would say this. If you're going to get Fossil Lakes, which I recommend, I strongly recommend this. Good read. Do yourself a favor. Google Nickolaus Pacione. Just Google him. You will find all sorts of stuff. You'll probably find this YouTube channel. You'll find some videos on him. You'll find an Encyclopedia Dramatica page. Do some reading up on him. Then read this. I'm sorry, I suck with the camera. You would think by now I would get this. And it would be even funnier. It'd be like you are inside. You are in the inside joke. You know, you're included in it. Because without that, it's kind of like, it's funny, but I'm not really sure why it's funny, you know? Let's see, what else could I say? I mean, with anthologies, it's kind of like, you know, which story is the weakest, which story is the best. I don't really know a weak story in this collection. I have my favorites. Let's see, I can go down the list real fast. Eat Yourself is one of my favorites. CC Cold, What's Your Beef? Apartment B, Thick. Oh, Thick was real good. Thick was great. All That Jazz. Gothicism on Trial. That was interesting. There's a few others. Those would be my favorite. So yeah, what else can I say? I enjoy it. Good read. You can find it on Amazon. I believe it's available on Kindle. I'm not sure, but I know you just go to Amazon and find it there. Just find any book, right? All right. Yeah, let me know in the comment section if you've read this already, and if so, what your favorite story is. And the other thing is, what book would you like me to review next? So let's do that. I'll take it easy.